Just texting myself. Okay. And good afternoon. Just getting all the pop-outs. And hopefully enjoy my coffee. I had to run to the store to get some munchies. Okay, almost done. The weather is not looking good down south. Not looking good. No, I am not on mute. But I will raise my mic volume up. Okay. What else? This one. Yeah, I keep it low. There's a lot of ambient sound around me. And it gets annoying if it's too loud. Like you could hear the wood, the dog, all that stuff. What's up, Julian? So the other Enterprise is done. It's behind me. No more goes up on that shelf. The latest Enterprise is this one. That's from Into Darkness. What's up, Daryl? I saw that you said that Starship is scheduled now for tomorrow. I think it was you. So I don't know. I'm off, but we'll see. It depends on the time. I have not checked. But I'm sure you'll let me know. 5:30 again? That's a good time. Oh, well. Mark is moving to Wednesdays now, 8 to 10 Eastern. So SkyTour is moving. Give Mark a primetime slot. Anyway. So this is the latest one. Thank God it's done. There's no more room on these shelves. Now I'm gonna have to put models on the other two shelves. But I started the one that is gonna be really tough. And it's like, it's almost on a Lego, well, it's very similar to Lego. And again, hello to those on TikTok. Of course, Neurodivergent One on Rumble. Daryl, Julian, anybody else? Let me just download this photo. So this is going to be a 28-inch long battleship. And let me tell you, even though this is not an easy model. It's on the Lego, it's basically similar to a Lego. But oh my gosh, I've never done a model like this in my life. And there's so many pieces. And it's amazing how the pieces come together. And this is what I'm up to right now. Don't ask me what. You could tell this is definitely the prop bottom rear section of the model. This was crazy just putting this together. It's so intricate. But you can see it's coming together. This is probably going to be the main hull section. I'm looking at this. I mean, this is going to be tough. It doesn't look like much right now. That's my work area with the cardboard. But this is going to be tough. No doubt. And like I said, there's so many pieces. There's a total of 370 pieces. And some are real small. Some are big. But this is a challenge. But I'm up for it. I'm doing okay so far. There's a lot to go. Where the hell are my paper towels? There they are. Sugar is never a good thing when it comes to equipment or touching anything. But I said it I've been saying it for a week. The weather down south is not good. Just keep your eyes on what's going on. I mean, the convergence of this is not good. With the low pressure, the warm, moist air coming out of the Gulf, this low pressure here driving down the cold air and then wrapping around and interacting with this warmer, moist air. This radar must be lit up. I'm going to check it. And all this is going to shift east. Look at that. That's the convergence right there. Look at these storms. So please be careful down there. Sugar in general is not good at all. Neuro. Absolutely correct. I'm cheating a little while I drink my coffee today. I'm down to 169, so I'm not complaining. I've done a lot of good. And a matter of fact, I've mentioned this a million times. My A1C a year and a half ago was 11.4. I'm down to 5.5. So I don't normally do what I'm eating right now, but I said, you know what? I'm going to treat myself a little bit today. Plus, my sugar can get low. We got a backwash from that storm. Yeah, we haven't had hardly no snow here. We are like almost 30 inches below normal this year. Crazy. It's been cold. Seasonably cold. Not below normal cold. Seasonably cold. But still shocking. And I always use St. Patrick's Day as the trigger date. Shifting towards spring. Because that's when I open my Traeger smoker and make my corned beef in there. Once that Traeger opens, it's officially like spring. All right, let's look at these alerts. They're in the red. There's 12 of them with Omega. This cannot be good. It's either severe thunderstorm warnings or tornadoes. I hope to God it's not tornadoes. Tornado warning. Louisiana. Right there. I don't see nothing right now. that indicates any activity here. It could have happened earlier though, because it looks like the cone, well, the box started earlier. There could have been, let me see if it goes back in a loop. Yeah, you could see right in there was when you see the loop. So please be careful down south. There's a lot going on. They just added another one. It was 12. It went to 13. Severe thunderstorms. And you got to be careful with that when you have the severe thunderstorm. So there's that one. There's 9 severe. It's mostly in Louisiana, Arkansas. Louisiana is really where it's at. It's all over the place in Louisiana. Arkansas too, Mississippi, a couple. But right now, most of the action is in Louisiana. So all of this is moving north and east. So this is going to shift. You could see it. You can see where the lines are going. Look at that. And there's the one red box for the tornado warning. And I'm sure this is going to increase as the day goes on. So please be careful. And this is going to spread east and north into tomorrow. Most of this is going to shift this way. We're going to get a lot of rain here. And they're definitely getting a snowstorm up here. 4+. That's not too bad. It's a wide area. Well, that's a moderate risk of 4+. This is a high risk of 4 or more. They're in the cold side. So, a lot going on weather-wise today and tomorrow, the rest of the week. Garden party season coming up. For me, it's bike season coming up. I can't wait to go biking. I started physical therapy for my partially torn rotator yesterday. I got to go again Thursday, twice a week now. But he says it's more an impingement. And by strengthening the shoulder, it probably will prevent surgery. That's the hope, at least. But that's not a definite. And then he gave me homework assignments, which is exercise things I have to do. There's one that really hurts, but it's good. It feels good after. Horrible that what they're doing to Noah. It's the denial of science. That's what's happening. Everything is agenda driven. Horrible. But we'll see what the ramifications are. Can't really gauge it yet, but we shall see. All I know, as long as the data is still there, like stuff like this, models, and because a lot of the weather forecasts come from NOAA. That's where people get their weather from. The meteorologists on TV, it all comes from NOAA. But me, like, I've been doing this for a long time with weather. Believe it or not, there are people that come here to see my weather forecasts because I'm so accurate. And I'm not saying that because of an ego, it's just fact. Because I predicted this almost a week ago. But that was based on the models. The Euro. I don't use the American. American is horrible. American is good if it's 2 days, a day out, maybe 3. But for long range, the American is not a model to depend on. The Euro is. But any model is not really predictable 5 days or more out. Because things shift. Things change. Paths change. Interactions between high pressures, low pressures, jet stream, all that stuff change. It's not precise. But it's a general idea, consensus of what something may develop in an area. It's not set in stone. What's up, Dagger? Dagger, watch your weather. But Dagger's now a storm chaser. So Dagger knows. But I can still... I never watched the weather on the news. Never. I do it myself. If euro is what we're using, why keep all this employed? Because the more models, the better. Predictability, prediction, saving people's lives in the path of storms. That's why. We'll see. Again, a lot of it has been politicized. Whether you're right or left, it is politicized. No one can deny that. This is definitely a political driven agenda. Whether people agree or disagree with it, that depends on the individual. But really, it is politicized. So take that for what it's worth. And I'm not here to pros and cons of both sides. I'm just saying, in general, generally speaking, that's where it's at. And a lot of people agree to downsize and fire and lay off. That's their personal opinion. There's a lot of people that think the counter. I'm just saying about the weather in general. So people can reach their own conclusions when it comes to that, which they do. I'm not here to convince anyone of any particular angle. But we'll see. We'll see how everything develops. All I know is I know what to look for when I'm looking at the weather. We're under that wind advisory from 12 to 3 tomorrow. Wow. But that, like Dagger knows, I've been talking about this system for 5 days. Now, in the United States, the euro is not what's used a lot on television broadcast. They use the American. Sometimes you'll see them say there is 2 tracks. The euro model says this, the American model is predicting this. A vast majority of them use the American model. Well, that might change. They might start focusing more on the euro model. Like you said, if they lay people off and they just can't do it, I just think it's a shame that one of the most economic, powerful countries in the world are deciding to diminish one area of weather modeling and forecasting. I think that's just ridiculous. From my personal opinion, I think that's a joke. But it is what it is. But that doesn't diminish the fact that they can still predict the weather, because there's still a lot of resources left to do that. They kept all the forecasts and let go of them. That's good if they get let go of all the non-essentials. If they're non-essential, what are they doing? Getting coffee for the staff? I mean, you want essential workers in any form of anything that's out there. What the heck is the use of having non-essential in any workforce? I mean, if somebody works for you, you want them to be doing their job, whatever it is. And they're essential to making the company work or whatever, organization. You want people that are vital. If you're non-essential, it happens. They're laid off. It's waste. Bottom line, it's waste. It makes sense. I don't think anyone can argue about that. It's cost reduction. It saves money. As long as it doesn't do overall negative impacts to whatever it is. But if it's not essential, I mean, look, I work in an environment that sometimes things happen and non-essentials are no longer there. When I used to work as a kid and I was a manager in a restaurant, do you know how hard it was for me to fire people That's why I always tell people there's business and there's friendship. Business is business. And sometimes that's why I didn't like hiring friends to work. Because then it makes it more difficult to let them go when you have to. And I had to do that. I could put one on the phone right now. But it's part of business. The thing is, you want to do it in an amicable way. It's, like I said, it is very difficult. But it's necessary. Grandizer. Do you think the ozone was a lie? I mean, was there a problem with the ozone? I don't know. I never really looked into see the scientific data on that, so I can't comment on it. I just, just like anything else, I heard about the hole and this and that. I never looked into it, studied it to get my own conclusive opinion about it. So I can't voice an opinion on that. I can't. I never really looked into it. I don't like to speak on things unless I do the research. My research, by data collecting, science, all that. An opinion is just an opinion. You know what they say about opinions, right? We all have one. He feels so bad I should fire himself. This is a Pine Bush shirt. I've had this for years. I just don't wear it. This is one from the UFO Museum. You can't see the whole thing, but it's the Pine Bush Museum shirt. But I mean, I don't want to make this into a political stream, but we are in debt in trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. The buck has to start somewhere to cut and reduce. And I know that's horrible to say because it affects a lot of people that are getting laid off and etc. But there has to be a turnaround. The thing is, though, and I'll say this as far as when we're dealing in the bigger picture, like Chris DiPerno was telling me, oh, you heard about the program with shrimp exercising on, what did they call those things? The wheel. I was like, what? They spent millions on that? The thing is, there are hundreds of billions of dollars unaccounted for in the higher echelons of the military and the contractors. You want to start touching on something, the hornet's nest, that would be the one. So much money unaccounted for, especially these SAP programs, these black budget programs. Where's the money? Where's the oversight? Where's the audits? It's okay to pick on other areas, but if you're going to do it, let's be fair and do it across the board everywhere. We'll see if that happens, because now you're touching into the more people with the money. They're not going to like it. So if you're going to be fair and balanced, you got to do it across the board. You just can't be picking. Do it across the board. That's what I want to see. Do it across the board. But you got to start somewhere. All right? You would think? Yeah, the new enterprise is done. It's right there. But again, I don't want to talk about this. This stuff is on media, podcasts. There's so much content down there on Rumble and not so much on the Tube. We know that. But there's plenty of platforms. Even X, Instagram, all that. But this is the new one. That one. And considering what the heck I went building that, putting it together, it's pretty good. The other enterprise, the carrier, is done. It's already lit up and on the shelf. The other shelves. But as I was stating earlier when I first started, the new project, I'm taking a break from these type of models. And we're starting the Lego battleship that's 28 inches in length. I'm gonna tell you, it's already challenging. The good thing is I don't have to get my hands full of glue, which is good. There's no cutting pieces. It's just so many pieces. And the labeling is poor, very poor. It's all diagrams. There is no instructions. It's just diagrams and numbers associated to pieces. And it's a trip. It's a trip. So this is what I did today, this morning, for hours. We can tell what that is, right? That's the props. That's, oh my God. Oh. Yeah, I can't read some of the comments out loud because I'm streaming to certain platforms and that would raise serious flags. It would raise serious flags. So this, I'm assuming the top part is part of the hull. This we could see, these are supposed to be the props right here, but that's all that's quite a bit done actually. Actually, that's quite a bit done. So that's just the beginning. I don't even know what, there's 99 pages. I think I'm on page 6. I gotta look now. I'm not kidding. It's crazy. There's so many pieces. Let's see. And the guy did tell me he's not going to be my everyday therapist, physical therapist. He did tell me I'll be able to start lifting weights before I can start lifting again. But we have to strengthen the shoulder. You have to see this thing they gave me. I got a gift for you. I'm like, oh, what kind of gift can he give me? He gave me this stretchable band that I got to hold out to here, pull it out, hold it for 3 seconds, then palms up. Oh, see, I did it this morning and I'm hurting, but I have to do it. Pull it out. This is one. Putting my hand on the wall, like this. You can't really see, right? No. Like this. Raise it up until I start to feel, not pain, discomfort. Right there. And then tilt in and hold it for 10 seconds. And I gotta do this 10 times. 3 times a day. And then pull it down and do it again. So this is one. It's about getting my range back. And then when I wake up every morning and before I go to sleep, there's one where I have to lay on my side, have my arm straight out from the shoulder, tilt, it's hurting now because I did it this morning, tilt it down. Now remember, I'm laying down. And push this down and hold it for 3 seconds and then let it go. Wow. That hurts. But it's good pain. And I'm feeling already a difference. He said it's about posture. You know, the whole drill I had to hear. But this will be the ship eventually. Right here. That's going to be eventually what it is. So it's based on this. There's a piece in there. I don't want it to fall out. See it? Oh yeah, but the burn is good. The burn is good. And there's no way I'm going to read the fine print on this. I just want to see what page. I don't have my glasses. Alexa, brighten living room light. There's a pair here. Okay. Alexa, raise volume 100%. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 1:47 p.m.
You didn't raise it all the way. Alexa, raise volume 100%. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 48 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow. That's
Tonight,
warm.
expect a low of 36 degrees.
Good, we're above freezing. Yeah, the book came with the model. They better have. Do you know how crazy this is? I had a hard time with the prop area. Okay, that's what I'm up to. I'm up to page 13. I'm up to page 13. Right here. That's where I left off. Right there. That's the last thing I did. That's page 13 out of 99. There's a lot to do. There's 370 pieces. So, a lot of work. Uh-oh, somebody's sending me files. What's this? But spring is coming. That's great. Oh, I want to download this one. Interview with an extraterrestrial. It's embedded. Subs. If you can spend 1 hour with an extraterrestrial, what would you ask them? It's a movie. A man who claims to allow an ET named Bashar to inhabit his body and share wisdom about our origins. ET. Oh, that's probably WOKE. I'm going to download it anyway because somebody sent it to me. Oh my God, he sent me a bunch. Okay, I'll skip on that one. It's a Valentine's Day movie, but it's a little late for it. I won't even read what it's about. I'm gonna download it though. There's a movie critic that I know that sends me movies. Okay. They're downloading. Anyway, where were we? Are the lights Bluetooth controlled? That's not a Lego Red Star. I'm downloading to the computers. I got multiple things going on. It's similar to a Lego. It's not a Lego brand though. It's actually a German brand. The one movie was that extraterrestrial one, and the other one was a horror flick. But I'm on TikTok. I have to be careful. But it's a wild horror flick. And I already downloaded it. They're both done. That's why the speed it's not interrupting anymore. So this is controlled Bluetooth, yeah. The strip lights. It's Govee. I have a brand new box. I want to put more. Like I need more lights. Alexa, dim living room light 50%. Alexa, dim living room light 50%.
Okay.
I wonder if I could change Alexa's voice. I never tried that. Alexa, can I change your voice?
I have a few voices to choose from. Here is the first one.
There's an official league for rock, paper, scissors. If you want to play sometime, I'm game.
Would you like to choose that one or hear another?
Hear another.
Here is the second one.
Koalas have fingerprints, and they're very similar to a human's.
Would you like to choose that one or hear another?
Hear another.
Here is the third one.
The kiwi is the only bird in the world with nostrils on the tip of its beak.
Would you like to choose that one or hear another?
Hear another.
Here is the fourth one.
I hear there are more chickens in England than there are people. Blimey.
Would you
Alexa,
like to
stop. So it's going into
We will
different...
leave things as they are.
Yes. Alexa, we need one with a New York accent.
From Wikipedia.org.
Alexa,
pronunciation-
stop. I need more with that. Forget about it. You know, I need one with more character, a little bit more spice. Oh my God. That was bad. That wasn't good. Not great choices. Anyway, where was I? I do want to order. Oh, so tomorrow Starship. I do want to order the Starship model and build it. We'll see. It's big. It's beautiful. The Starship model is beautiful. $200. Oh my God, I have no coffee. Eventually. Are you kidding me? What are you talking about? Forget. Oh yeah, those are definitely. Now, I Shut Up, that's old. There was a song, I Shut Up Your Face. What's the matter? It's a long story. You gotta go look that up. That was a big thing back in the day. What's the matter, you? Oh my gosh. An Italian New Yorker. And there's a lot of that. Oh my. See, that's what I miss about New York City, but it doesn't exist anymore. Hardly. I used to love Arthur Avenue, which is like a little Italy of the Bronx. It was one of my favorite places to go. And my families. They used to go to dinner there in Little Italy in Manhattan. Because my father's Italian. So there was a lot of that. But there was a thing, and I can't find it. And I don't know if there's only one market left in Arthur Avenue. It's gone. It used to be, the demographic was mostly Italian in a many block radius. Now it's nothing what it used to be. I think there's one still original and a restaurant and maybe a bakery. There's only a couple left. That's it. But the reason I'm bringing it up because there was a corner deli and they used to have dried cherry peppers on a string. And my dad used to fry them in olive oil with a little salt. And they turn really crunchy. Oh my God, that was great. I would love to get my hands on that. But I would have to travel all the way to the city. And there's no guarantee that that even exists anymore. I would have to call the place. That is so good. You gotta fry it in olive oil. But that was a big thing. It's gone. It might be gone. I don't even know. That's an example. There is still some. All the neighborhoods have changed demographically in the Bronx, where I was from. There's some places that are still kind of intact, the way it was decades ago, but it has changed dramatically. Even when I was going to high school, it was starting to change. My high school was a neighborhood high school, but then they changed the rules and allowed students to come from all over to go to that high school. I was like, whoa. They would take the subway, the buses. That was a neighborhood high school. But it had a great reputation for its education. That's when I noticed the change. Well, the movie that predominantly, there was two movies that really showed the Bronx. One was the one with De Niro when he's a bus driver. Oh my God, I can't remember the name of that one. That was filmed a lot, right there in Arthur Avenue, City Island. That one, big time. I can't remember the name of that movie. No, in the 50s. Are you nuts? But whatever that movie was where he was the bus driver, De Niro. And another one was a movie called City Island. No, it wasn't Taxi Driver. It was a mobster movie. Another one was called City Island, and that had the Cuban actor. I can't, but he was in The Godfather 3. He played Pacino's nephew. Oh my God, I can't. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Andy Garcia. There's a movie called City Island with Andy Garcia. That was predominantly filmed right there. Serpico is a great movie. Serpico was filmed in the Bronx. There, I know the scenes by looking at Serpico. Another one, French Connection. The chase scene is on the Bruckner Expressway. I know that one for sure. There's a few like that. The one that's classic is Saturday Night Fever. That's all Brooklyn, Fort Hamilton area by the Verrazano Bridge. That is fact. That one really had a lot of, it's all New York. A Bronx Tale. That's it. A Bronx Tale. That's the one. Do you know that they asked a bunch of us to go play extras in Pelham Bay Park? They had us meet for Bronx Tale. But yeah, there's a few. There's a few movies. Like an old classic. Serpico is a great movie. Based on the true story. Serpico is a great movie. Damn, there was one I was just going to say. And I forgot because I read your Serpico comment. Oh, an old classic with Paul Newman. Fort Apache, the Bronx. That is filmed in the South Bronx when it was like all condemned and horrible back then. That one really. And another one, The Warriors. That's in the city. West Side, a lot of it. Again, West Side Story. There's quite a few movies. Like there's a movie that shows the train that comes up here. The Metro North. It's North by Northwest. And I look at it and I'm like, that movie was made many decades ago. And they're looking at the train at the Hudson. I'm like, oh my God. That's exactly what it's like. They filmed it because back then, you know, they had to actually do the filming on the trains. There was no special effects. So there's a lot of them. There's a lot of movies like that. How many movies in modern times have you see filmed in New York? All the time. So many. So, and you know what they do too? A lot of movies that you think are in New York are not done in New York. They're done in Chicago when it comes to the subway train. Spider-Man is an example of that with Tobey. I think it was with Doc Ock when they're fighting on the subway. You know, that's supposed to be like a New York thing. It's not. It's Chicago. That was the Chicago L. That's not the New York City elevated train. That was filmed in Chicago. They made it look like it was done, but it wasn't. So Chicago's used a lot too as a substitute for New York scenes. I don't know why. I don't know why they decided to do that. I'm gonna see. Because I don't want to. I know I'm right, but. Yep, I was right. They use New York City subway trains on the Chicago rail. Says here, this is from Columbia Pictures was out last week and this past weekend doing extensive shooting on a location in Chicago for the Spider-Man movie sequel, Spider-Man 2. Shooting took place on several downtown streets as well as the Chicago Transit Authority Loop Elevated. It appears that none of this filming involving the principal actors Tobey, blah, 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 but rather hundreds of extras and scenes where the main action will be added digitally in post-production. Is the movie taking place in Chicago? No. It seems that Chicago is standing in for New York City in certain scenes. For the L scene, that's the elevated train. The Chicago Sun-Times reported last week that while the producers want New York L trains, they use New York subway trains on it. In the film, moving through a canyon of urban skyscrapers, which has not really been possible to shoot in New York City since the Manhattan L's were demolished in the years preceding and immediately following World War II. So for those kind of visuals, Chicago was it. That's what happened. Because the Chicago L line has skyscrapers. Everything went underground when you enter the city. All the trains are underground. Now the Metro North is elevated in the north part of the Bronx, and then it goes underground. It's the only one. All the rest, they're all underground. There's no elevated L's in Manhattan. That's why they did it. And that's a fact. Because there is no, it's the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, that all has elevated subway L's. But not Manhattan. It's all underground. So they wanted something above ground with buildings, skyscrapers. So that's why they moved it to Chicago. Makes sense. It's practical. But that's an example. And I was right, actually. Because I remember when that was going on. So Chicago stands in sometimes for New York City in a movie. Or they make sets to replicate. Or now CGI. Special effects. Anyway. Do I really want to ramp up and drink more coffee? Oh my God, like I need more coffee right now? I don't know what that was. You know that there are people way underground in Manhattan. Manhattan has like a underground city. And there was a movie that depicted that. I think there was a movie called Wild Thing where it showed a lot of the underground. There's actually a few movies that touch on that. No, it's not Superman with the late great Gene Hackman underground. But see what they refer to? That does exist. There's abandoned old subway stops underground that are no longer used, but they exist. Exactly. They lived in the old train tunnels, yes. There is life underground, Manhattan. In some areas. That's crazy to think about that. Ooh. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine what that must be like. Yeah, they're forgotten. It's hard. It's horrible conditions. I mean, but it is what it is. I don't know what it's like now. I remember what it was years ago. I can't speak on it now because I'm not there. I haven't been in the city in, well, that's not true. I haven't lived there for 19 years, so I don't know. Oh, you did? You seen a new crew go down there to find those people and they had cops with them and only went during the day. I believe that. And I would want a nicely armed police force with me. To be honest. I want to be surely protected before going in there. But again, when we were in Roswell, a local, because we asked, where's a good place to go chill out? Now, Roswell, Main Street, there's a lot of hotels, restaurants, all that. And they told us don't go west. We're like, why? Those people are territorial. They don't like outsiders. It's like no holds barred there. We didn't go, but two of them did, and they said it was intimidating. They decided to take the challenge and take the ride to just look and see what it was really about. Because some people be like, I'm told not to go do it. Well, now I am. They do the opposite. Careful what you wish for and do, because you just might regret it. And then we were told about bars not to go to because there's always an incident, fights, shootouts. Like, what? So even like that, it was like, whoa. I think I'll just hang around Main Street in Roswell. The big place in Roswell to hang out was Applebee's, because it stayed open late. We all ended up hanging out in Applebee's, partying. It was crazy, but it was walking distance to the hotel. Exactly. Don't walk over to the Hills Have Eyes land. That's right. For real. That's exactly what it's like, John. That's exactly. It's like that. No joke, but it's a little bit more populated, but it is like that. And there's also the territorial factor of the Native American. There's a lot that goes on out west. I was really happy, and I enjoyed experiencing it a few times. Now, I will be in Cali this fall, though Mom is giving me a hard time. I will be in California near Santa Barbara in the fall. It's a business, it's, how would you call that? There's a word for it. A work vacation kind of a deal. It's not a conference, it's something totally different, but it's work related. So that's the one place I want to go to. I want to visit California. I want to experience it. And I'm going to be with somebody that is got a reputation. And I'm planning to meet other people too while I'm out there. My buddy invited me to stay at his home, and I'm going to take up on that offer and document him. Mr. Fankhauser, Merle, and I want to document his life. I want to film him, interview him, show all his pictures and video, and put it together for a little documentary. And jam out with him too. Get on the drums, have him play guitar, and do a little jam in his tiki lounge in his backyard. We've already discussed this a few times, Merle and I. He's a great guy. We've become really good friends. So that's something I really look forward to doing. But I'm not gonna. He's up in that area, Santa Barbara. So, I do interviews sometimes with Toby. We're on hiatus right now because Toby's working on a project, a big one. So, Jesus Christ. Since I'm good friends, especially with Stan, the Paranormal Ranger, which their show is going to start in a couple of weeks on the station. I have the utmost respect for indigenous Native American. I do. Driving through, I don't know if it was Arizona, New Mexico, and driving on a highway that cuts right through the reservation. I don't know if it was Apache. I don't know what Indian reservation, but my God. It was really, really difficult to see how they live. It really, I was tearing. It was emotional to see how they live. Heartbreaking. I mean, the structures look like they could collapse at any second. Some were made of tin. I mean, and if you ever seen the TV show Sanford and Son, a lot of it looked like that, literally. Like a massive junkyard. And you could see the people, walking, It was active. It was horrible to see that. But meeting certain people and giving a little access to certain things. And I'm going to tell you, John and Stan are wonderful people. They are great people. I have the utmost respect for those two. But again, when you're driving to places you've never been to, there was some stretches I was like, whoa, I thought New York was bad. This doesn't even come close. It was like that. I was like, wow. New York is not what people think it is anymore. A lot of the poor people have been pushed out. Even middle class. They're taking over the Bronx. Corporations. They ran out of real estate in Manhattan. Now they're taking over the South Bronx, and it's moving north. I remember when I was younger, the South Bronx had an elevated train. They tore it down. I remember what it looked like. I remember what it looked like in the South Bronx as a kid. In the car driving. I remember when I was going to a Yankee game and there was a shootout right in front of my vehicle. From one sidewalk to the other side. I'm stopped at a light. They're shooting at each other. People think that crime is bad because you hear the media bullshit, because it is bullshit, by the way. It is absolute bullshit. They don't know what it was like decades ago, or even under Giuliani. New York City's safest now than it's ever been in decades. The numbers don't lie. Now there's a bump. There was a little bump in 2021 or 2022. But nothing. Half of what it was decades ago. Half. And believe me, living there and knowing and experiencing all that growing up and through my other part of my life and seeing it. It's unbelievable now. All that area that was in Fort Apache, the Bronx, burnt down and destroyed is now all built up. It's big money. They cleaned it up. It's taken a while, but they have. You don't see that anymore. Now, there are still some pockets of areas that still have residents, But you don't make a movie like The Warriors if there wasn't a gang problem in the 70s in New York City. There's always been. And there's been other problems too, like the FALN from the Puerto Ricans. And other mobster-related stuff going on. I remember I was in my early 20s, and the Ukrainians were battling it on the streets, right on the streets in the Bronx, with the Italians. On the street. Just like the South Bronx. It was insane. So, yes, he passed away. I know the real story of what happened, John. It's even sadder than what was put out publicly. He did pass out when he hit, but he was on the way to get care when that happened. There's more to that story than the public knows. It's sad. It's so sad. I was a little kid. I don't remember when the lights went out. I know I was inside home. That's for sure. That's way, yeah, I don't remember that one. I know that I like the snowstorm in the 70s. I remember being outside meeting my father because he used to be a truck driver for produce. I remember he stopped at the house. I remember the snowstorm briefly, but I was a little kid. The blackout. And it's been, like I said, it's been going on for decades. They vandalized, they looted, they do what they do. That's not changed. It's been going on for decades. They always exploit a situation. It's funny how people, maybe they're not knowledgeable of stuff like this stuff goes on. They don't know the history. But this isn't nothing new. And maybe that needs to change overall. The cycle is just endless. It's so sad. I'm going to tell you what happened the other day. And this is a great reflection of how it is up here. I was driving to go bike riding. This is a 55 speed limit. They'll let you do 60. 63. There was somebody that was right behind me. And he was on my you-know-what. So I sped up. He sped up. I couldn't move to the other lane. I was trying so bad to move to the other lane. There was 2 lanes. Eventually I get there. I get to the light. I see a Jeep come behind me, black, puts his lights on, pulls me over. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get a ticket. He goes, do you realize how fast you were going back there? I said, what, 65? He goes, no, 76. I went, what? 76. I said, but did you see the guy behind me? He goes, yeah, that's why I'm not giving you a ticket. Just slow down. I was like, oh my God, I caught a lucky break from being... And I said it to the officer. Said, good afternoon, officer. I know I was going fast. I'll admit it right now, but did you see the A behind me, on me? I was trying to get to the other lane. If you would have... He said, I saw it. That's why I'm not giving you a ticket. Because I was like, whoa. I was so thankful to him. That is unbelievable that officer gave me that break. Because he could have done it anyway. Easily. But he's seen it. He's seen what went down. Now, if you hear all this stereotyping about officers targeting and all this stuff, and well, to me, if you treat an officer with respect, which I think you should, like I do, or anybody like that, and the first thing I do, I could see him coming up. I put one hand out, I had rolled down my window, I put one hand out, and I put the other one on the steering wheel. And I was like this looking. And he could see through the mirror. He could see, and he could see me. I made sure my hands were visible. That's for sure. Then we started talking about the police shows on KGRA. He wrote it all down. Oh, this turned into a major conversation between the two of us. It was incredible. It actually was beneficial for both of us. But that's what I mean. It's how you conduct yourself and you respect. If you've got an attitude, you're toast. If you've got a proverbial chip on your shoulder, you're toast. Just be honest and be respectful. Own it if you know you're wrong. And I immediately did, which might have been a good thing. I wasn't going to lie. He knows I'm lying. If I lie, he knows I'm lying. That just makes matters worse. And it all worked out. And that's how polite and understanding and respectful they are here. Like, I can call him right now. And believe me, there's times where I have to, you don't know. Because sometimes I have to contact him for stuff that goes on here. It has happened. And it's happened yesterday. I had to screenshot something because this person is developing a pattern of behavior, which is not good. So I take snapshots. But I can call him. I'm not going to put his name show you on the phone, but I can call him and say, listen. Well, I wouldn't say it like that. I'll say, good afternoon, Lieutenant, blah, blah, blah. I've got an issue that I have to address with you. Can we talk? Are you free? Second in command. And pretty much, that's great to have a relationship with your local law enforcement. I've been here 19 years, so I've developed relationships. And it's good. So, and I respect. I never call him, I say Lieutenant. Oh my God, John. That's pretty cool. A lot of that was filmed on the west side of Manhattan, Warriors. I know the spots. It's Upper West Side, really, where that film, The Warriors, was filmed. My mother had an incident there. Like, there's a sick person out there that went into a chat. First thing they said, F your mom. Can you imagine that? Now, I don't pay mind to that unless, because this person has developed a pattern of behavior. Spamming me with different numbers of a phone call coming from Florida. I know who the person is. Law enforcement's aware. They think they're slick. They think that by they're playing a game. Well, they're on the radar. He is on the radar of my local law enforcement. We're just waiting for that cross the red line point. Because, like I said, I take screenshots, I record things. But that was what the person said. Yeah, in chat. In one of the chats. F your mom. And that's when I started the stream yesterday. I was like, oh my God, that's sick. If you want to go after me, go after me. Why are you going after my mother? Think of the low person that does something like that. Do you know my mother? I mean, how dare a person say that? So disrespectful. The reason they did it is they wanted me to trigger. They wanted to trigger me, which I didn't do yesterday. I'm talking about it now because I'm talking about respect. But that's an example. They want you to be triggered by what they do. And they're trying to gain your attention. You know what I mean? But think of, from their point of view, how they're thinking as an individual. That person has serious issues personally. It was on Kick. I muted the person immediately. It removes the comment. But that's the kind of people that are out there. Judging. And like I said, forget about judging me for whatever reasons they had, my past, whatever. I don't care. That's one thing. To be disrespectful to my mother? is a freaking line that you do not cross. It's just that's just beyond that's just low life. I don't care if I hated someone, and I don't really have hate. If I hated someone that bad, I'm gonna go after their mother and say F your mom? Because they hear me talking to my mother? That's beyond mean. That's sick. That's not mean. That's sick. That's a serious mental, emotional disorder there. Exactly, James. That's not mean. That's sick. That crosses a line. I mean, disrespect doesn't go far enough when somebody does something like that. But that you have to consider there are people out there like that. It's like, what did she ever do to you? What did I ever do to you? But they make it a point to be judgmental. And you have to imagine what their life is like. They might live miserable lives and they want to make you miserable. Because usually that's, most of the time, that's what the angle is. You know, they're jealous, they're envious, they want to knock you down, they want to bring you down to their level. It's miserable. They have nothing better else to do with their times, or they enjoy doing what they do, which is sadistic and hateful. It's just, all the things I just mentioned is negative energy. And a person should never give that attention, because then it's bringing you into that negativity. So it's ignore. And if the point comes to it, police. Simple. Do whatever the hell you want, but they just think one day there could be consequences to your actions where the police will be involved. And you might not regret it now, but you might live one day to regret your actions from your behaviors. Erratic behaviors, to say the least. What's up, Bobby? Yeah, moms are off, period. They're off limits, period. I mean, why would you do that? But I don't want to get drawn into this conversation. I was making the point about being about respect. And that's the one thing. We could all disagree on stuff. As long as it's respectful, it's good. We don't want to be all alike and like robots following the same line, you know. It reminds me of The Wall, Pink Floyd, Marching in Step, or George Orwell, 1984. So yeah, it's all insanity driven. All insanity. Okay, that's a host. What's this? Free agent. This is baseball. Who signed? I don't know. It doesn't say where he signed. Oh, Dodgers. Iron Maiden. Now there's breaking news that the United States and Ukraine could sign a minerals deal today. That was the other notification. And I'm getting a package today. Another ship. Anyway, I caught up. All right. I'm going to see where I'm going to try to track it. Let's see where it is. I gotta work soon. Where is it? Right here. Okay, it doesn't say when. It came from China. It's a guided missile destroyer, a trumpeter, 350 scale USS Burke guided missile destroyer. It'll be here today. Came from China. It's taken weeks. What's going on in here? Oh, you got the Xbox? The three of you. Well, have a great time. I'm not a multiplayer person. I'm not. Never have been. I like playing campaigns when I have time. I don't have much time. I never had much time. Now with the models and bike riding again, there's not much time for me to be gaming. I was supposed to game today. I ended up babbling for so long. How long have I been on? I don't even know. Not much. Hour and a half almost. It's not bad. The Power Station. That was a good album. Changing the subject. That was a good album. The members of Duran Duran and Palmer coming up with the Power Station. That was actually a really good album. And you could hear the influences of Duran Duran in it a little bit from that time period. Anyway, matter of fact, talking about... I'm not even going to play a game now. I may go back to building this model. It is a serious challenge. Because, like the pictures, the depictions... Alexa, brighten living room light 50%. It does... To lay them into piece... Alexa, brighten living room light.
Okay.
Let me show... Really? That's it? Alexa, brighten living room light.
Okay.
Okay. I got stuck right here. This is recent. This is the last thing I did because it got me freaked out. So you see this top section with all these pieces up here? This is the instructions, by the way. It's all visual. There's not even numbers on the pieces. You just got to look at the piece, the shape, and associate it to the diagram. Look at that. And then where you're going to put it. Look how ridiculous that is. I had a hard time figuring that out. Believe it or not, that drove me nuts. Drove me nuts. Just that one little piece. Well, pieces to come together to form one. And what I had to do is put it on the model and figure out how is it going to come together to form the place where the propellers go. And that piece, one is loose. What was that? Something just got loose. I don't feel like losing pieces. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make lunch. That feels very loose. And it feels like there's a piece missing inside, but there's not. This is the piece that I had to put together to put on the side that had a hook to hold the prop. That was weird how that came together. This piece that had a little thing on the top to hold this down. Look how it all interconnects. Yeah, the 80s were amazing. But it's a Lego style, but it's not Lego. It's a German made model. So this was not a joke putting this together. Just this little piece, there's a lot of pieces in here to make this piece. But that's what I'm up to right now. But this is just this section. I still got the main hull that I'm building at the same time. This is the Lego I showed earlier, yeah, on the photo. But there's a lot of pieces already incorporated into this one section. So you can see how nice it fits all together. Now the hull, this has to be the hull. This is starting to develop. But the weird thing is, when you look at it, you say to yourself, how the heck is this going to become a ship? You know what I mean? No, there's no glue with this. It's all snap. That's the great thing. There's no cutting of pieces, no glue. Like I finished that the other night. The Into Darkness Enterprise. But look at this. Somehow, some way, this is going to turn into a hull. Not the whole thing either, because this model is going to be 28 inches long. When I was a kid, I did. But I don't know what the heck. There's a lot of pieces on this already. And I still have a lot of pieces left. So this will eventually, you get to see it now, but eventually this is going to turn into the hull of the ship, I'm assuming. And I think I have it upside down, actually. You would think the gray, or maybe not. Maybe it is the other way. I don't know what the waterline. This might be the waterline. I would have to look on the box or the picture. So who knows? Who knows? Matter of fact, let me see. Yep, that is the waterline. Actually, that blue is starting to where the deck will be. Alexa, you can see it on the image.
Here are some of your photos.
See it? So now I'm getting a better idea. That top blue area is the part of the deck. And it is, here's they have an image. It's a North battleship, but they have an image in here of a person built like working on the model. See? So you can see there's going to be a lot of layers on the outside of it to finish what I'm working on right now. And like I said, I'm only on page 13 out of 99.
I'm not quite sure how to help you.
Alexa,
with
stop.
them.
I'm only on page 13 out of 99. There's a lot to go here. You're going to send some more shelves? The aircraft carrier's up, and it's nice. The Enterprise carrier is mounted. Yeah, the detail is crazy, John. Alexa, dim living room light 50%. It's blinding me. Alexa, dim living room light 50%.
Okay.
It's a lot of detail. Dude, you don't even know how many pieces. The carrier video. I have pictures of the carrier. I mean, I'll have to find it. It can't be hard to find. What is this? I'm thinking of that stupid New York commercial. Oh, okay. So this is the Enterprise that was finished yesterday with decals. So this is what the Enterprise looks like. Star Trek Enterprise. Which is right behind me. I was still working on the decals when I took this photo. It was not completed yet. So that gives you an idea of the one that's right behind me. See, there's a lot of decals already on it. So this was the one I just finished. And I have the original Enterprise waiting, but that's going to take a long time now because I'm not going to do anything until I finish this battleship now. And I got a guided missile destroyer coming today. Oh my God. I don't think it's in any of these. This is old. No, that's not it. What's this? Here we go. I found it. So this is the carrier now over there, mounted on a bracket and wired to electricity. That's what that looks like now. So that's how the carrier came out. It actually came out really nice. And of course, it's all lit up. I put lights in it. I drilled those holes. So it actually came out really nice. Considering. Painted it. All that. But right now, the focus is on this new one. But it's cool because I sit there, I put music on. Like right now, I'm going to make lunch. After I eat lunch, because I got to work soon, I'm going to work on the model a little bit, take a little power nap, work tonight, and maybe stream later. I don't know. So I want to work on this model. You guys don't understand how many bags of pieces there are. It's insane. The amount of pieces involved with this. Okay. Yeah, I went nuts with the Enterprise. I put 2 more shelves. I'm taking pictures now off the wall and replacing it with shelves over there. What PC game Ron can play so he can get himself busy? I know you're an Xbox player, but wondering. I don't know. Not familiar with any PC games at all. I don't mess with them ever. So I don't have an answer for that, Bobby. I'm Xbox only. Like on Xbox, I don't even know what I want to play next. Because I have so many I have not played. I haven't even started the Call of Duty. I've had it since it came out. Before it came out. And I haven't even played it yet. That makes no sense. And there's so many like that. It is insane when I think about how many games I have, and I'm starting to move stuff off the main drive onto the externals. Because I don't even know what the heck to do anymore. No, not the store. Let's go back. I don't even know. I still want to play Baldur's Gate. Haven't even messed with that. I finished Atlas Has Fallen. Call of Duty I haven't even touched yet. The newest one. Callisto Protocol was pretty good so far. I haven't even played Cyberpunk. I was enjoying this one when I started it. I haven't played that. Definitely got to finish this one. Elden Ring, I was getting into it. I got to start over because I don't remember anything. I finished this one. I know I finished a couple of the Far Cry's. I definitely did every racing game. Gears of War I did. So all the racing is done. Hogwarts, I don't even know what I was doing. I started and never did anything with it. What is that? So do you see what I'm saying? Immortals. What is that? What is that? Indiana Jones, I didn't even start it. I started and that just for like 10 minutes. So this is what I'm talking about. I have to start really attacking these games. Lord's Fallen. I never finished Guardians. We're gonna start working on these. Yeah, the racing games are done. There's the pinball games. I did all the Resident Evils. I did all the Saints. Actually, I never finished a couple of the Saints Rows. These are just silly fighting. I mean, this is just like ridiculous. I did finish that one. The Jedi games. I didn't even finish this one. I didn't even start this one. I'd never finished the Squadrons. I was getting into Starfield. I haven't even done that. So this just goes on and on. Terminator, I started. The Thing. That's what I'm talking about. And it goes on and on. So I need to start getting busy and focusing on playing one game at a time, finishing it, moving on to the next. That's what I have to do. Because it's out of control. And there's another game I want coming out the end of this month. So it's like that. Yeah, I hear you, Red Star. That is, I'm gonna have to start doing that because I jump all over the place. I have Xbox button on my system for games, but I do not subscribe to any yet. Well, all I know, Ronald, I just hope you're taking care of yourself. Because every time I see that commercial, the AFib commercial, with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar talking about AFib and the high risk of stroke, it makes me think of you every time I see that commercial on TV. When I do watch TV, which isn't often, but it seems like it's always on. Whether it's a sports game, they put it on. It's like, because it's an athlete that's in the commercial. I'm like, oh my gosh, every time. So I just hope you're taking care of your health. Anyway, it's almost 3. I have things to do. I may be back later. I don't know. I just might work on the model tonight. Try to get as much done as possible. And like I said, the pieces, some of them are so ridiculous. And there's no instructions. It's just pictures. It's just illustrations. You got to figure it out. It shows you what pieces. And the bags are ridiculously labeled. Ridiculous. Like anything associated to step 1 is in bags labeled with a number 1 on it. But there's tons of pieces in each bag of 1. Matter of fact. Alexa, brighten living room light. I want to see what's next. Alexa, brighten living room light 50%.
Okay.
Because I just hope that they change the number. Because I was using number 1 bags. When am I going to get rid of the number 1 bags? Okay, this is what I'm up to. So there's still pieces to do. I have no more open bags, so now I'm gonna have to figure out another number 1 bag. That's the next. The next step is pretty easy. The next few steps don't look too bad. We're going to be building up that gray area. But they're not labeled. It's a guess. Let's see when the numbers change. Do they change? No, they don't. Heck no. So how do I know which bag it comes out of? Oh, there's a number 2 right there. So I have, before I get to bag 2, I still have, that would be page 29, parts 102 section. That's 29. I'm at 13. Yes. I have 16 more pages of bag 1, and it's not labeled. It's insane. I'm telling you, it's crazy. What's left of bag 1? This is what's left of bag 1. Imagine spreading all these pieces out. Imagine spreading all these pieces out too. This insane thing is bag 2. This is what's left of bag 1 to go through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 bags still to go for part 1. And then after that, bag 2. Think about that. It's fun, but it takes a lot of time and patience. Which after lunch, and I'm gonna make myself, because I can, with lean meat. It's like 94% lean. A nice cheeseburger with tater tots. That's what I'm gonna have for lunch, but that's also my dinner. Because I don't need a lot anymore. And Father John, you know, I was 237 pounds, 36, 236. I'm down to 169. And you can tell I was working out until I hurt my shoulder. Riding bike a lot. A little setback right now with the shoulder, but I'm going to physical therapy now. So my goal is, Alexa, dim living room light 50%.
Okay.
The goal is by the first day of summer. I already beat the goal that I predicted for last week. Cheeseburger Tuesday. Wasn't that from Popeye? Wimpy? Is to be 100, which I should do, 155 by the first day of summer. That's the goal. I don't want to see any fat on my stomach. None. Well, there's going to probably be a little left. 155 is my goal for by the first day of summer. I don't want to hear that I can do a cannonball in the pool and half the water gets out anymore. The goal is 155 by the first day of summer. That's only 14 pounds from here. I average about 5 pounds a month. April, May, June. It's doable. It is definitely doable. I was not a chef, a cook. Damn good one too. Oh my God. I remember when I was 10 years old and working for my dad behind the scenes in his place. And in the beginning, I had to use a mold, a round mold with a thing on the top to create hamburger patties, quarter-pound hamburgers with ground beef that I made. My father would say, okay, he would do the cutting at this point. So I was only like 10 years old. All the meat would be sliced up for me to put through a meat grinder and make ground beef. Then I would sit there in the back in a walk-in freezer and make hamburgers and put them on wax paper and then package them and put them away in the freezers. I would sit there for 2 hours, easy. This is how I would get my money from my dad. His, obviously I'm doing this on the side and he's got me doing some stuff and I'm making my allowance. And I'm learning the business. And I would sit there and make burgers. Now, well, not now, a few years after that, I can take a scoop of ground beef, mold it with my hands, flatten it, round it, pack it nice. Comes out to be a perfect burger. But in the beginning, I had to use molds, all kinds of stuff. So that's nothing for me. But I used very lean meat. It's expensive, but it's better for you. Even though it's really not good for you because of the fat, no matter what. But I think it's a 94%. I don't even know. It's expensive. And Ronald, if you do it, this is what you better use this. It is 93. 93% lean. That's not even the best. But 93 is pretty good. So it's 93% lean. I gotta put wood in the fire. Oh. Anyway. So like I said, that's exactly what I'm gonna go do now. Make lunch because I gotta work in a little while. And I ate 3 of these disgusting sugar-loaded glazed donut holes. This has to be like the absolute worst thing for you. But this box will last me for over a week. So I only do it in the morning, if I do it at all, with a cup of coffee. This is loaded with sugar. This is poison. I am afraid to look at that label closely with 240 calories for how many? It better not say 1. Because then I won't eat anymore. I didn't even look at the label. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Not that bad, actually. 8 of those adds up to 240 calories. That's not bad. It's the sugar that's bad. There's 8 servings in the box. And I had about... I would have to count them. It actually does come to about 4 of these. It's poison. All this stuff is really bad for you. It's loaded with sugar, all the bad stuff. I only had 3. And it says there's 8 servings. Oh, it says 4 pieces. I just seen it. There's 8 servings, but underneath it says serving size. 4 pieces, 240 calories. What is 4 pieces going to do for me? Fill me? No. Well, it kind of does now because I don't eat much. So 4 pieces, that's 60 calories a piece. I had 3, thank God I only had 3. Let's see the sugar now, and the carbs and all the other junk. Alexa, brighten living room light 50%.
Okay.
Actually, I'm surprised the sugar's only 18 grams. I thought it would be higher. I'm actually surprised that it's not higher. Carbs are 28 grams. Okay, no fat, no saturated fat. 6 grams of saturated fat. That's gross. Oh, but then, oh, that includes the added sugars. This is bad. So I only ate 3. And that's all I'll eat today for sure. Because now, what is a burger? I'm going to have a few tater tots. Alexa, dim living room light, 50%. What is a burger
Okay.
on 40 cal bread with lettuce, tomato, and a slice of cheese? How many calories do you think that is? About 500? So that would put my number at 700 for the day. Tater tots? Taters, horrible. It's going to be high in carbs. I got to be careful. Not too many potatoes. So I got to watch the numbers. Have to watch the numbers. Because if I have to allow myself to want to eat a salad later or anything I want to eat tonight, this is done for today. That's out. Donuts, gone. So I watch my numbers. But, like I said, I'm 169 now. I love tater tots too. I do. And I put them in my air fryer, then flip them. Comes up good in the air fryer. I never fry anymore. I never fry. Well, I am now with a burger. But other than that, I don't fry foods intentionally, is what I'm saying. Never. The burger, I could do that in the air fryer, but then the grease drains. It's a mess. I'd rather just do it in the frying pan. Less work for me to do. But let's see. What's today's date? 4th of March. I said I wanted to be 170 by the first day of spring months ago. I've achieved that. I achieved that a month and a half ago. I'm stuck right now because I'm not exercising as much as I should be. That's why I'm stuck at 169. I've been at 169 for like a month. I haven't budged. I've been stuck at 169. Constantly 169. Like if I weighed myself on the scale right now, because I'm going to be curious. I got to take my sneakers off. Clothing, socks, sweatpants, t-shirt, cap, add about 3 pounds to the number. Let's see. I haven't weighed myself in a few days, so I'm curious. Okay, I hate when it has to reset. $173.2. So now I'm 170, give or take, because of the clothing. 170. I'm stuck. It's ridiculous. I am literally stuck. But once I start riding that bike, I won't be stuck anymore. Because the shoulder set me back. Not good. So I have more work to do. But still, considering 170, well, now 170 now to 236 a year and a half ago, that's one heck of a difference. And it's a good difference. And the thing was, I was working out with the weights, and I was starting to see the cut. And then the shoulder. I was like, "Urgh!" Horrible. Really. Anyway, I'm out of here. I gotta go. Got things to do. Maybe be back later. Grandizer, James, Ronald, Bobby, Father John, anybody else? Neuro, if you're still there. Anyone else? Red Star. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Be well, be blessed, be safe. And maybe I'll be back later, but I'm going to take it easy tonight. Work. Then work. I'm going to work on the model. Take a power nap. I need a power nap right now. So have a great rest of your Tuesday. And be well, be blessed, be safe. All right, everybody. I'm out.